I mean, personally, I like to go into the center of the chaos and see what ensues, because, I mean, you can't have no wrong without right, and no right without wrong, and no darkness without light. And I don't really know how that parlays to what we were talking about with the headphones and not hearing the background noise, because I think it's still coming through my computer speakers. So that's why I asked you if I sounded okay. But I figured that little rant that I had in the back of my head was a good time to press the go live button. I probably should have just left it at that and left people, drowning in my profound wisdom, as opposed to explaining it and people thinking like, how the hell do you parallel that with that? I really don't get it. Welcome. A few minutes late, but that's okay, because we do things a little bit differently around here. We've got Nerd for King, who is part of the Sammy Snake community. We've got Martin Bullshibbles. If you haven't checked it out, go back an hour, check out that stream about what those guys are doing. And UpliftGreg will be joining us really soon as well. And so we are basically going to go into Chik'in Ka'ah, and we're going to tour a really small part, but it's actually quite big, of Chik'in Ka'ah that is quite interesting. So we're going to do that in a little bit, because I think that Greg's going to run his stream, because mine doesn't always work. But you know what I'm going to do? I think maybe I'm going to just go in there now anyway, and see if we have sunlight. Because like Nerd for King, you guys are blocking out all the sunlight. I don't know what's happening. I've got no sunlight on my plot. Like I'm soon not going to be able to. Grow any vegetables, because there's not going to be any sunlight left. I'm partially giving you a little bit of a hard time, because I know that you guys have a grand plan. So if you wouldn't mind just letting us know, or filling us in on what is this grand plan, because you guys own quite a few plots. Your community owns quite a few plots. You're managing quite a few plots over there, and what's happening.
So yeah, at the moment we are just placing cobblestone platforms. Our purpose is just to allow as many people as possible to get onto the Uplift, and even players that never played Minecraft. And that's the main purpose, to focus on the players that never played, because a lot of people on the blockchain never played Minecraft and don't even own an account. We really hope that by using the community funds for the Minecraft scholarship and allowing people to get a free Minecraft account by this, to get more people onto the server and to let our team grow and get involved in other communities also. Because our plan is not only to create events ourselves, but to be part of everything and to boost the entire community, and even small communities can profit from it. At the moment, yeah, our focus on the newbies is just to allow them and give them a small thing on the server that they can do. So
yeah, you guys here, I think you guys put up this wall just on the outside of my plot. This is me, this little like 50 by 50, the one that you bid all around and almost outbid me. But you left me with this little piece of haven, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I think this is what you guys are doing. You're putting these massive cobblestone kind of builds up these walls. And you can see one up here, like it looks like a cloud, but it's not, because clouds in Minecraft are square. So it looks like a cloud, but it's not. If you go actually all the way up to the top of this, you climb that ladder all the way up to the top of this from this southeast corner, you can jump off, and it's pretty nice fall. You'll actually land in a big pool of water. So what is the purpose of the cobblestone? What is the purpose of the cobblestone platform in the sky? Because I think the last time we were on the call, you told me that always won't be there. Eventually, it won't be there. It'll be gone, right?
Yeah, our purpose at the moment is just to allow those noobs into the server without destroying everything, and that's why we place those cobblestone platforms. Once they get onto the server, they go on the cobblestone platform, and they will never touch anything that is actual land. And
so in a way, it's almost a way to like preserve the natural environment then, right? Like, so they're way up there playing around, learning stuff, busting things, breaking things, building things. But this actual green area that we see like below us, it won't be, it won't be devoid of resources. Everything won't be taken away. Everything won't be used. Is that kind of the general idea?
Yeah, because people make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, and all the
It's
noobs will.
by the way, that's just fun. Um, but yeah, for sure, I love it. Yeah, so people make mistakes, and
that's why we made those cobblestone platforms. If they make a mistake over there, we don't care. We just fix it, and there's no consequence. If you have to rebuild a landscape like it was before, that's a hard time, because yeah, it's not always easy to get it just like it was before, or to even make it look natural.
right.
Um, and yeah, those cobblestone platforms will be filled with trees. Um, yeah, all the farming stuff that you can imagine, um, and also some cows and sheep, of course. And yeah, at the moment, until those cobblestone platforms are all finished, we are also using the Nether, and we have collected a massive amount of quartz. If you, I think you should see the build from your lands. No?
When Greg comes back, he's actually going to walk us through because Greg's got much better shaders than me, and so I'm just kind of like hanging out here because it's kind of fun. But like this was new today. Like I've been over on the northeastern side, and I came back and I was like, "There's a stone wall here. What happened?" But I'm kind of okay with it because I can take down my wall and use the resources somewhere else.
That's
but
not ours, I think.
That's not yours.
No.
Okay.
It's at the north side. Look.
That's
someone else.
Yeah, and he's standing right up there. Who are you? Okay, well, hello. Hi, I'm waving. Can you see me? I don't know how to. I'll jump up and down like that. Yeah. Hey, smile. You're on Uplifters channel with Jimmy D, Nerfer King, and Martin Bullshuffles. How privileged do you feel? It's really funny if he doesn't know that we're alive, or maybe I'm just demented. We'll see. But I do have like one. I like what you guys are doing, so I don't mean to negate it in any way. But I like what you're doing, but at the same time, I respectfully disagree. I have no choice but to respectfully disagree because part of what I'm doing on the northeastern side of the Chik'in Ka'ah rail that I bought, the conjunctive rail, is I'm ripping out everything and restoring it to its natural habitat. But I don't have a community of people who are going to come in and drain the resources. It's only me that's whitelisted, so it's a little bit of a different story. But you said once the natural habitat is gone, it can't come back. And to the most part, I would agree with that. But like my goal, it's funny. Before I even met you guys, my goal was like, I'm going to buy this rail, and I'm going to buy the coolest rail I can find, and I'm going to restore it to the natural habitat because I'm a permaculturalist, right? So I was like, that's my thing. So.
It's a real challenge. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
I saw multiple people do it already. There are professional Minecraft players that can even make it look better than it was before.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because that's actually the thing about permaculture. Actually, permaculture is not agriculture. It's not environmental protectionism. We go in with big machines and we dig big holes for the simple purpose of making it better, right? Like the purpose of like trapping water so that it will stay at the top and run downhill, right? Like preventing water from losing your land. I wonder who that is. That might be Greg. I'm gonna go see if I can see.
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Martin, what do you think about all this? Because you're kind of like a community leader in your own right. Like it's kind of an interesting concept, right?
I love seeing the community come together for the group builds. One of the things that I love more than anything is how the Uplift draws together like-minded people. And what Sammy Snake and the community have done is absolutely incredible. And I believe it's going to set a precedent for future communities where when people see, from the Minecraft build standpoint, when people see what is possible when you can organize and come together and work together, congrats to you guys. You are truly demonstrating the future possibilities of tribes or communities within the Uplift. And I think we're going to see more of it because it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a very slow process because teaching people, learning things, you always have to double check that everyone knows everything. And it's amazing how much the real experienced people are helping me out, because without them it wouldn't be possible. But I'm getting hundreds of DMs every day asking simple things like, yeah, I just cut down a tree. What do I do now? So yeah.
It like you say, it's like really interesting. Like, I mean, I don't even know half the things that are going on. Like, I had a conversation with Greg, you know, just a few minutes before a stream, and it's like I don't know this stuff. Like, I started playing Minecraft like 2 months ago, right? But you know, I was involved in some other projects, and like I'm here now, and I'm trying to learn, but like I don't know like what to do, right? Like Greg's like, oh yeah, 3 wheat. Like, how am I supposed to know it's 3 or 4 wheat for bread? Come on, like I barely like I still die because I forget to eat sometimes. So let's do some gratitudes. This is my personal plot, but I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do some gratitudes. Hey, TC Dixon, who are you? Are you part of the crew? If you're part of the crew and you're watching this live stream live, why don't you duck down like this? No, so you're not watching it live. That's cool. You're coming to you're not watching it live. So let's put up a gratitude monument. Nerd for King, what do you got for us? What are you grateful for? Do you want Nerd for King or Nerd for Beast? I'm not sure.
Nerd for King. Okay. I'm going to change my name soon.
Nerd for King is grateful for.
Yeah, for the team, for the community. Without them, nothing of this would be possible.
For the team and this community.
I keep on repeating it's crazy. Every time I ask people what are they grateful for, I'm getting a list of hundreds of people saying the exact same thing, and I'm like, guys, I need something different.
Okay, Martin, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for Jimmy early in the morning, which is ironic because it's not actually early morning for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Marty Bullshibbles if that's okay.
My friends call me Marty,
which is weird because that's not his actual name, but whatever. I do it too.
I'm gonna put Marty Bullshibbles.
There you go. Yeah, Facebook is to blame for that because when I put Martian Bullshibbles, Facebook reached out and slapped my hand and said that I had to have a real name. And so that's how I became Marty Bullshibbles.
Well, now I want to name my child Martian because I'll show them.
You know what's funny is I use this app because I teach university as well, and I use this app, and I had to use Teams, I think, to send someone a message. And her name, she's Japanese, so her name is Fuku, F-U-K-U, and it would never let me write her name. So, I'm not allowed to write her name, and I'm just like, you can imagine what I said to that. But my first one is I'm grateful for Greg.
What did I do now?
The CK7 for their grand vision. Of all the universe should be, of all that, Chik'in Ka'ah should be of the best parts of this. So, my second one that I'm going to put up is I'm grateful. Jimmy D is grateful. To finally share the stream with Bullshibbles. Because I've never actually met you in person before, and I've heard nothing but great things. And the final one that I'm going to put up is Jimmy D's grateful for. I should probably just make this new gratitude walls because I'm running out of space. He's grateful for Nerd for King, Sammy Snake,
nice,
and the community. And Greg, I've saved a spot here just for you.
I'm grateful. Oh, you were going to ask me what I was grateful for, right? Wasn't that
I was.
Okay. I'm grateful for all the people that recognize. Oh, geez, this is too long for a sign. Grateful for survival mode builders. Because I'm flying around up here in the north quadrant of Chik'in Ka'ah. I'm looking at these amazing builds that are happening in survival mode. Now, granted, we don't have mobs turned on yet over here. And I get that the Ulandum people think that means we're cheating. But frankly, we're just waiting for the team to tell us when we can turn mobs on and blow you up. But seeing what people are doing in survival mode over here in Chik'in Ka'ah is pretty impressive. Really impressive. So I'm grateful for all of you that took a chance on Chik'in Ka'ah, and especially large groups of you like the Sammy Snake community who are making this your home. That's impressive, and we're so excited and grateful that you're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to turn this over for you, but I'm trying to get Mr. TC's attention here, because I think he's not watching our stream and he's just kind of hanging out here, and I kind of want to put his gratitude up. So it'd be really cool if he read the sign on the floor and then he told me what he was grateful for, and then I could just put it up on the wall, but that might not happen. So I'm going to count to 10, and if it doesn't, yeah, he's going.
Oh, I see where you are. Okay, yeah, I ended up a little south of you, but
he's like way down there under the water. Oh, how cute! All right, well, there he's going to read it, and maybe we can put this up, and yeah, oh, maybe he doesn't have a sign. That's what we'll do. I'll throw him a sign. There we go. There is a sign.
But he can't place it.
No, but he can. Oh, he can't place it. That's right. Use the chat, James. Sorry, nobody's ever heard my note. Interestingly enough, use the chat, Jimmy. TC. Oh, sorry, TC. What are you grateful for? I'm also extremely grateful for Greg, because every time Corey goes on hiatus, Greg is the first one that's like pops into my DMs, and he's like, "Hey, I'll come and help you out." Like, it makes it so much easier, because like managing a live stream of one-man job, it's not a one-man job now. Yeah. So.
I found a free egg dispenser.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to exit the stream. This is my little. Remember when you asked me a long time ago, Greg? Are you a citizen of Chik'in Ka'ah? And I said, yes, I have a humble little plot in Chik'in Ka'ah. At that time, this was my only humble little plot in Chik'in Ka'ah, which I'm quite proud about. But I was telling them how, like, now I'm over by you and I'm restoring it to the natural habitat. Do you know what Nerd for King and these guys are doing, Greg? You missed the first part of that call. Do you know why they're building these giant? Do you know why they're building all of these giant? Platforms in the sky? Do you know what that's all about?
They kind of look like they're going to be farms to me, but I'm anxious to hear what the story is there.
Yeah, so maybe Nerd for King, you can go over that one more time very quickly.
Hey, nice to meet you, buddy. I haven't seen you in person before.
Yeah, hello. Nice to meet you. So, 1 second. So yeah, the first layer that we created is actually a tree farm. And the tree farm is purely going to be creating wood for us. And we did this only because we are putting a lot of players onto the server that never played Minecraft. And they don't know what they're doing. So if we allow them to go onto the lands, it's going to be a ravage. There is nothing going to stay the same as it was before. And that's why we're creating those cobblestone platforms. And yeah, you can see there is a tree farm. On top of it, we'll place a food farm. And if you go a little bit more to the south, you should be able to see one of our layouts that we use all the time.
Is that what I'm looking at here? That looks like it might be a cobblestone generator.
Yeah, that's a cobblestone gen. It's not my design. It's a pretty special one. But
so you're making so basically you're preserving the terrain.
Yeah,
see, I love that. I think that's phenomenal. When we started building the pyramid with the giant chicken on top, that was all jungle, and we took down all of the trees and the bamboo to make that clear space. We actually saved all those resources to chests because we wanted to be able to put back things later. But then there was one of those server resets that everybody gets so mad about. All of that stuff disappeared. So we had meticulously saved 30 or 40 chests full of resources, and they got vaporized. So for all those of you that are new to this and you lose your 10 cows, we feel your pain times 100 because we've been here. Like for those of us that were here the longest, we had stockpiled stuff in all sorts of places, and then it just all disappeared one day. It was like months and months of our.
There's random chests from some of the old crew members as well that they can't be opened anymore, right? Like they're kind of lost, and so like if you get one of those chests, if you happen to end up on a piece of land where there's a chest that are full of like weird little trinkets, I mean, please say thank you to the old CK7.
Yeah, we left, like I would go and do a project in creative mode and then put everything from the project in a chest to clear my inventory. And so there's a lot of chests full of weird little bits and pieces of things later. Look at this tree farm. This is nice. Are you guys getting any bees? Because I'm told that bee nests or beehives can spontaneously spawn in tree farms like this.
No, I never saw one, and actually I don't know much about the bees because I'm an old school Minecraft player, and the bees is something pretty new to me. But Jimmy, teleport to me. You can see the layout that we use, and we'll copy paste on all of them.
Yes.
Teleport
Good stuff, man.
I can't teleport. I don't have any permission.
Yeah, I don't think either of us have teleport at this point.
Yeah, so like if we were in Genesis, it's okay, but not in Chik'in Ka'ah. We don't
nice big complex cactus farm here.
I meant like I'm impressed with this kind of stuff. Like this is the kind of stuff that like that I need Greg here for, because like it just looks like a weird like.
Well, see, they're making bone meal is what they're doing. they're turning the cactus is going through a composter. Oops, sorry, I threw an egg there. That's dropping bone meal, so that's fertilizing the trees. So I definitely see where this is going. This is pretty. Look at this giant smelting operation they got over here.
Yeah, that's our lands. And if you look at the chests, there are a lot of names on top of it. If you go to the other side, there's even more. And
what? Yeah,
today
so everybody's working and storing their own stuff. I see what's going on.
And hopefully today we will add a lot more players. Yeah, because of the PvP. I really want to be as much players on that PvP as possible. We're also creating a iron loadout, full enchanted, hopefully. And we'll also get golden carrots. We will make a workbench, some wood, some iron, and the entire loadout. And get 50 people into this. That's my girlfriend.
Oh, hey.
She's hiding in the other room.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I found her. She didn't hide well enough. Click button to get through. This is amazing. This is absolutely so. I'm curious when you talk about the PvP thing. So your guys are going to enter as a team with how many members into that world?
Probably the first day 50. I hope that will grow pretty quickly to 200 people.
It's going to be like Game of Thrones in there. You guys are going to be like, who are the guys that lived in the woods and ripped off everybody? They were what was their name? I don't know. No Game of Thrones fans here? I don't know.
No, I am, but I can't remember. I know you're talking
the Brotherhood of the. I can't remember what it was now. Were they just the Brotherhood?
Maybe. Yeah, I can't remember either. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Arya and the Hound ended up being captured by them. I can't remember the name of that. But this is what you guys are going to go into that PvP arena like pre-made bosses. That's pretty cool.
It's interesting because we were gonna have a roundtable live stream last week, but it got shifted. We'll do it again some other time. But I think there's a lot of other big communities that are in and around different worlds in the Uplift. I know there's some in London, there's some in Genesis, right? So I think this is for me, what's really going to be cool about Nemesis is this is going to be where servers collide, right? Like all these communities from all these other servers will be able to go in there. And our little admin or old school crew, we're gonna be the tiny bandits that are hiding behind trees because there's not enough of us. But we've got Greg's builder superpowers and Zestra's cool designs. So maybe people will leave our little tiny house with Sue FG's beautiful flowers, untouched, in The Walking Dead in the second season, how they got away from everyone in that nice little farmhouse until Nerfer King and his 200 minions come for us.
Yeah, it was a nice life on the farm until they showed up. But look what they've got. They are the farm now. Look at this. This is amazing.
Yeah, at the moment,
man.
our main focus was Nether, because there are no mobs at the moment. We're cleaning out that Nether. We have so
Right.
much quartz. It's amazing.
So have you guys have set up a shop somewhere? I assume you're selling some of this stuff.
Nope, we're not selling
No, huh?
anything.
Wow.
Everything that we use is purely for our community. And
Nice.
once that we have enough supplies to start sharing with other communities, we will set up a shop, and that shop will never disappear. That's our purpose. We want to create a supply that is infinite. You won't be able to outbuy us. And we want to create a stable market at a very low price to allow everyone to build as much as possible.
I have bad news about your cow's pen. It's been infiltrated. There are these strange gray and white cows in here. But wow. Okay, so what's going on over here with this big the big light colored building here? You just
That's
got
our
farms
quartz.
inside?
Nope,
That's-
that's purely quartz.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a lot of quartz. I
So
thought
yeah,
my little house made of quartz was indulgent, but wow.
that's gonna be our Suplift Academy, we will call it. Probably we
Nice.
will put up some tutorials, an entire map of of all the lands we have, and yeah, we still have to work out what we're gonna put into it. But yeah, that's going to be our main quarter.
That is beautiful.
And
That's
Greg,
some
just,
build,
because, like, just in case you forgot, this is or anyone else out there forgot, this is the north central. It's the only plot in the north, but it's the north
Yes.
central kind of plot in Chik'in Ka'ah. The one that, like, I, have my eyes on, like 5 or 6 different plots that I got outbid on at every single one, and just so happened that the little, oasis that I got to keep because I wanted to keep it natural ended up in the middle of this stuff. So how lucky am I to lose that auction?
Yeah. Yayanatsu says this is 15,000 quartz blocks in that build. Over 15,000 quartz blocks. That's a lot.
Actually, we counted a lot more. It's at the moment at 300 stacks of quartz.
Jeez. You guys have been busy. I don't even want to see what the
Apparently,
nether looks like under
Saruman is
here.
on the top of that tower.
What's that, Jimmy?
Apparently, Saruman is on the top of that tower.
You should put King Kong up there, holding on to the top, batting away.
Yeah, we
airplanes.
had to actually take out the natural landscape, because otherwise the build would be too high.
Right.
It would have been gone over the build limits,
limit.
and we couldn't have finished it.
That's
So we had
amazing.
to mine out.
Well, I'm super impressed. You guys have done a hell of a lot of cool work in here. I haven't been over here. I haven't been in Minecraft much, honestly. I was on my plot, my pirate plot, trying to, make good on some things that I started and not finished. And now Jimmy and I have a plan to connect our plots together for, so people can come see stuff more easily than having to swim. And yeah, that's just beautiful, man. You guys have done amazing things. And there's, like, looking at the map, there's a whole bunch of stuff like a little east of me that I haven't even looked at yet. So I'm going to fly over that way.
Yeah, the other nice thing as well, I could be wrong on this because I'm not sure his username, but in the very top, in the very northeast corner, northwest corner of this sector in the Chik'in Ka'ah, this area in the Chik'in Ka'ah, I think like Russ is in there too, and I think he's built like a massive coliseum up in that sector as well. Like there's the northern sector is the place to be. I'm just telling you. That's like that. Come check it out because there's some really cool stuff. And if you get tired of all the awesome builds, you can just come swim my little pond that I've done nothing with.
Look at that! You guys haven't automated your melon and pumpkin farms, huh?
No, we don't automate anything at the moment. We
Oh,
want to
nice.
allow the players just to farm and to do something and have a certain purpose to the entire thing. If we automate everything, it's gonna suck for the newbies. They don't have
Right.
anything to do anymore.
Right. Oh, this is gorgeous. So this is villager breeding. like?
This is going to be our iron golem farm, but I'm still moving some villagers around before we are removing all that fence.
Wow, that is gorgeous, man. Look at all of this. Yep. farming nether resources, beets. What's that? Sugarcane, bamboo, all sorts of great stuff going on over here. I'm impressed, man. This is beautiful.
It's amazing. I love what you did with your intention on allowing players of all experience levels to have purpose, and that intentional choice to not automate all the parts that you could automate and make it easier, but the realization that that actually takes away from the gameplay experience. I think this is the first time I've heard that stated intention to allow for new players to have some of that initial, maybe some of us would look at it as the grinding play, but offering new players to still have the opportunity to have that experience. That's an incredible intention. I love what you're doing here in the community, providing experiences of all types for all different experience levels of players. Kudos to that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, we really hope that the PvP won't be too aggressive, but yeah, that's gonna be a mess, because the biggest issue with the PvP is that we are going to put in 50 players, but all those players have to find each other first. They're gonna be randomly spread over the map, and
Right.
it's gonna be a hard time to find all of those noobs.
Yeah,
And
this is like, this is more like, yeah, you're in the thick of it, right? Like, 'cause you're just
yeah, it's gonna be a mess to coordinate those 50 people in that PvP world. We're still figuring things out, and probably even while we're getting into the server, we're gonna be figuring things out, because it's gonna be a mess.
Wow, here's a huge cactus farm and smelting system over here. Nice.
yeah, maybe Morton, but I don't think so. Morton says it's going to suck for regular non-Sammy Snake noobs. Well, I don't honestly agree. I think there's going to be I don't know what's going on in other sectors, but I think predominantly the Sammy Snake community is up here in the north. But I know that there's like other communities that have formed in other regions, other sectors of Chik'in Ka'ah. I know there's some that have formed in London. I know that there's a lot of big communities that are coming from beyond the Uplift world, in just like, the Sammy Snake community has. And so I think there's going to be like, yeah, I think Game of Thrones is the appropriate way to look at it, actually. Greg, good call on that.
Yeah, at the beginning, we're probably gonna avoid the PvP, because we don't have those potions. We don't have that unlimited amount of gold that you have when you have mobs in the game. So we're gonna be a little scared of all those London people that are way more prepared than us. But once we have all the mobs and all those things in the game, then the real rampage is gonna begin.
I want to talk about that for just a minute. Like, I'm waiting, maybe not so patiently. I haven't been talking about this because I've been waiting to see if it would organically develop. But in Chik'in Ka'ah, we started with a governance model, if you will, meaning the Chik'in Ka'ah 7, and the 7 of us make almost exclusively unanimous decisions about what we want and what we are going to build and what we're going to provide. But we're working on a way to include members of communities in our conversation, in some decision-making capacity. And we haven't decided what are the things that we want to let go our control of, that, we're just like anybody else with power. We want to control things because we think we have the best vision for how things should be. But what we were talking about this week was, we have these you can almost call them community clusters in Chik'in Ka'ah now, the way this land sale happened. And the Sammy the Snake crew, really, really latched onto this northern section. But down there in the south, where Zestra has built Puerto Deserto and Sue has built all her stuff, there's some momentum gathering there. And so we've been waiting to see in Chik'in Ka'ah if these community groups would begin to coalesce and pick for themselves a representative to join the Chik'in Ka'ah 7 in our weekly conversations. So like maybe one community joins us every week. But we're not sure how to divide people up by numbers, by geographic regions, how we would do that. So we're definitely welcoming input on that. If you want to message us, I know I'm asking for it, about how you think that should play out. Say that again, Jimmy.
I might have a suggestion, actually. I think Corey and I have talked about this a little bit on air, and I've worked for a couple projects that have done this, but maybe the most fair way to do it is you've got 4 quadrants. So figure out a way to have 1 or 2 representatives from each quadrant. And I mean, that's kind of to the advantage of the Sammy Snake community in the north, because they've predominantly, you know, have their land rights up there. But I mean, if they were spread out over other quadrants, then it might not be predominantly fair. And in quadrants that don't have, like in quadrants that don't have a major community, right, then they're still represented in your governance model. They still get that audience with you once in a while, right?
Right, but if you look at the map, if we did that, if we divided it in 4, then the Sammy the Snake community at the top would be cut in half, because the line would run right up the middle of their plot ownerships, right? So
no. What I'm saying is there's 4 major districts, right? There's 3 along the bottom and 1 at the top.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So like maybe each internal district could have their own, you know, process, and then like the audience that the CK7 got with each district would like each district could have their own thing, right? Like, and then I think, yeah.
Definitely on a Game of Thrones kick today, Edward. You could be king in the north. The north remembers. All right. So, but I'm also, I brought that up because I'm waiting to see London. Hello, London people who think you're so far ahead of everybody else in the survival game. What are you doing about governance? You're gonna make the Uplift govern you completely, or are you gonna, you know, make some rules and guidelines for yourselves over there? What's happening with that? You know,
honestly, I don't think anyone else has even thought about it, right? Like, because if you look at what's happening in Gratitude and Genesis, you have all of these communities that came in the beginning, and they're kind of, you know, doing their own thing, and it's a little bit different. So I think you're bringing up some really interesting questions, and I also think what Chik'in Ka'ah is doing, you know, pioneering this model of governance, you being who you are as well, is really like fascinating and amazing.
And I'll tell you, it's become my least favorite part.
Get your shit together, because Greg's calling you out.
I am. I'm totally calling you out, because you guys are all like, "Oh, we're the real survival world." Okay. Perhaps you should be thinking about some things other than whether you have all the resources. Just saying. You know, you mob owning son of the guns over there. We're jealous because we wanted mobs on from day one, and we missed our window to just have that be the way we came on as default. And now the team is worried about lag and some other issues. So we're waiting for the team to tell us, yeah, switch them on. We're going to try and give everybody a week's notice, so you have time to put you guys are going to need a lot of torches over here.
And
we're waiting.
Zestra, you're completely right. That does cut out the railroad owners in the middle. So you would have to have something that would account for railroad, you know, owners as well, right?
Right? Would they be their own representative body because they have different needs? You know, so we're talking about that now, and we don't know exactly what the solutions are going to be for that.
I like it.
We have been talking about it, but we can't find a solution. There's always some issue that someone is going to get an advantage out of it, and we don't want to be those people, because otherwise we're going to be representing way too much on the server, and we don't want to do that.
Right. Well, we appreciate that, but part of our conversation was, well, the number of people in a region doesn't matter. But then if you got a region where, you know, a quadrant, let's say, where only 20 players are participating, they would have enormously more power than the 100 of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to figure out what's the best way to balance this. But we definitely want representative government. We want you guys to be able to come in and you know, into the court, you know, in our august presence, and help us make decisions on some things. So,
you know, Greg, this is an amazing experience to have the birth of a nation, or the birth of the Uplift. It feels like we're in 17, right? It feels like we're in 1776 all of a sudden, and we're trying to decide between Republican, Democratic. You know, all of a sudden we're writing the Constitution.
Yeah, are we a loose federation of city-states, or are we a unified federalist society? I don't know what we are.
All I'm saying is I better have more than 2 choices. That's all I'm saying. As a Canadian.
Hallelujah.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely for that. Ranked choice, whatever. That's how we're going to do things over here. This is beautiful. I'm so excited that you guys sort of, like, when we put these rails in, we weren't sure how this was going to integrate, but I love that people are leaving, you know, the mountains above the rail and working under them, and I'm just super impressed with. I should have expected that there would be some amazingly creative solutions to how to do things once we got this all going. And I'm just thrilled to see so many people, in the server. I mean, look at that. There was a time when basically you'd hit your tab key and it would be me and Corey and Donna. And that would be it for days and days and days, just the three of us in this entire vast universe. It makes me really happy to see all these people in here.
Ironically enough, there seems to be a polarization on like the mountains and stuff going over the rail, but I'm with you, man. The mountains going over the rail, like these little like ledges that are out hanging, like I think that's like
right. Well, look at it this way. You have all of those blocks as resources.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. For people are crying because they have no dirt. Well, or
okay, wait,
or
can
no
we,
wood.
Can you stop for a minute? Stop. Go back up. Go back up. Go back up and center yourself, and then go back. Move backwards. Okay, like that is stop. Okay, stop. That's a face almost. Like whoever owns that, turn it into a real. That could be the Chik'in Ka'ah, the Mount Rushmore. That's really well done. I like it. Chik'in Ka'ah Mount Rushmore. Like that's.
Yeah, I'm glad we decided to go through mountains instead of over them with these rail plots, because that would have been ridiculously difficult. And we did clear off some trees. We wouldn't have done that. We cleared wood that was floating in the air over the rail plots. And if we had it to do over again, we probably wouldn't have done that, because we didn't realize that people with rail plots weren't going to have any access to wood at all. And that's why in the new version of the rails, there's trees on every plot, because we wanted to make sure there was a way to at least get started with making seedlings and perpetual wood supplies. So this is beautiful stuff, guys.
I also think it's interesting that in some regions, right, like if you're in a desert region and you have a rail plot, you might not want to cut that birch tree down, because if you do and you try to grow it again, it's in the savanna, so it will never grow, right?
Right. You see this? Nerd for King looking hot.
It's a friend in real life from me. He's trolling me.
Well, he's not wrong. So, whatever.
How did he even know? Probably my girlfriend sent him. But if I can stream 1 second myself.
Sure. Let me take this off. Hang on. There we go.
Am I live?
You will be.
Oh, I can add it in. There we go.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So yeah, we actually copy pasted the entire lands that we own into this. I'll reduce my fly speed because this is a bit fast. Okay. So yeah, we copy pasted the lands. You can see the vault over here. And even our gratitude wall we have. I still need to remove it, but there is no cobblestone platform left. We all removed it, and that's how we want to have it at the end. And once we are designing everything, I have been putting up some ideas, but we're busy in game so much that we didn't have time to work on this. And my plan is actually, here is a railway, and Jimmy's over here, by the way. We removed them out of the thing.
Oh, I'm just like a grassy knoll.
Yeah, you're over here. And we will make sure that the connections are perfect to your lands. And yeah, our connection to the railway, we have railways over here. And yeah, this is going to be our main entrance, I hope. We're still busy with designing. Everything can change. Nothing that you see over here will be final. And I created a big thing, but I removed it because it was destroying the land over here. And I really hope to place here a welcome thing and have the entire map that will show you where you can go, what there is. And yeah, have something that with information to know where you have to go, because it's really big. If you want to run around on it, I'm sure that's gonna be an hour, even 2 hours if we finished our builds. So if you need to find something, it's gonna be really hard.
It's gonna be challenging. Yep.
And yeah, I hope to place a path over here, go through a mountain, put up a bridge over here, and really leave that landscape alone and have a lot of room to run around, have a build on top of here, for example. And you have to run all the way around on top of that mountain, and that gives you, yeah, I don't think that's gonna be on a lot of lands. You don't have that landscape anymore. Everyone is digging everything out and putting up a massive building on top of their 50 by 50, hundreds times hundreds, and you can't see those landscapes anymore. And we really hope to, by showing this and using these methods, that other people will copy us and
Right.
also leave the terrain like it is, because otherwise it's gonna be a city with no grass, and we need that oxygen, guys. We need those trees.
People,
Yeah.
people who thought I was joking before, like I wasn't. I was being 100% serious, right? Like I got outbid on most of the lands. I would have had like 2 or 3 plots that I would have tried to keep natural.
Jimmy's still mad about that.
No, I'm not mad. Like, here's what's brilliant about it, right? Like I got outbid, right? Which freed up wax, which ended up getting me like 3 or 4 rail plots along the side where I end up with Greg, which is beautiful because he's got this amazing idea and this amazing plan, right? Like I would have never ever found that had I not got outbid. And the fact that I got outbid by a community who's just basically taken the whole section and blocked it off and said, we're going to keep this natural, which is like why I wanted those lands anyway, because I wanted like natural. Like I seriously, I won the lottery. Like I won the jackpot on every level. Like it's awesome, right?
Well, we weren't thinking
I'm not bitter at all. Like I'm super stoked that you guys are doing that. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, we didn't think about that when we laid out the Maya quarter, which is by the transport hub. We de-treated it. It's all jungle, and we took everything off of it to build the stuff we built, including the streets and the plots and everything else. And then Zestra went back in and retreated it. She put back up jungle trees and bamboo and all that stuff. And like what we know though is when those plots are sold, those 25s that are right by the pyramid and the 50s by the pyramid, people are probably going to do the same thing. They're going to tear down all the trees and put something up in there. But that leaves us we have a lot of land, and we have the ability to leave vast stretches of Chik'in Ka'ah as sort of parklands. And that's our intent, to build interesting reasons for people to go wander around down paths. Jen's awesome show, Jen, the Banksy of the Uplift. She's done a really great job of making little walking paths from the Maya quarter that go off into the forest. And there's a cenote, and I don't know if you guys are from a part of the world, but you know what that is. But basically, all throughout Central America are these big, giant limestone potholes. Some of them hundreds of feet deep. Some of them are filled with water. Some of them are actually open, and there's video of people skydiving, like base jumping off the edges down into these giant depressions in the ground. So she made a cenote over there that has a buried treasure component down in the bottom. And I can't tell you any more about how you're going to find the treasure box, but there's a treasure hunt right there, just a little bit north of the Maya quarter. So we kind of have the same idea that we can leave the surface look natural and still build amazing, interesting things for people to wander around and find and see and experience. But I want to go walk around now that I've done the streaming up here in this North Quadrant and just see the walking time of all this. This is massive. If you're not a regular Minecraft player, maybe it doesn't impress you that way, but walking around in these giant builds you could take all day. And I just love that. And I know that's what Corey's intent was in creating a player reward system that rewarded you for walking around. For all the complaining I hear about not being able to fly or teleport, experiencing this stuff on the ground is not just cool. You're going to actually earn upliftium and aether and wax and maybe shipple from wandering around these places. I mean,
and if you want to fly and teleport, that's cool. Just go to the Genesis server, right? Like that's
exactly. Or if you want to fly, at least fly along the rail lines so you get the rewards and they get the rewards. It doesn't matter how you cross the rail line, so you could fly along it and still get the rewards. So. And I think that's we haven't even that conversation hasn't even started about how people are getting rewards. I don't think it's sunk in for a lot of people that it's going to be like a daily little bit, like your aether mining in some other games we've heard of.
And I think to be honest, like that conversation was pretty solid. The Uplift World in-game mechanics are pretty solid, but like that was a preface of what is quickly becoming a library. I'll just leave it there.
All right, guys. I need to bug out. I know it's been a little bit of time this morning, and and I got some real world stuff that's attacking me that I have to go take care of today. So
yeah, no problem. It was awesome. Thank you for coming and joining me, Greg. Because like I hope Corey, as you all know, he's on a well-deserved vacation. So I hope to see you around sometime this week again, because I have missed you. It's been quite a while since you and I have sat down and had a conversation. So I hope to see you back. Again, on my time, of course, Greg does his own thing on this channel as well, and that's what we love this channel. We've got great people like Jen. Martin, it was really nice to meet you, and Nerd for King. Just love what you guys are doing. But I
want to remind people that if you're reaching out to Corey in your DMs or in the Uplift Telegram or in social media, make sure that you include puns, because Corey's favorite thing is puns, and at his birthday, we want to give him as much love as we can by making all the puns. That's
I love Greg's intent, but I'd much rather see you just like spam his Twitter wall with puns and let him have this week of solitude, right? Like, because he needs it. He's like one of the hardest.
Whatever. I dropped 30 straight puns on him in a
fun.
Facebook thread yesterday, and like he didn't see them for 4 hours, and then there was a frowny face. It was like, yes.
yeah. If he's your friend and you want to have like a good, happy conversation with him, by all means, go ahead and DM him. But if you want to ask him, when rewards are coming or when you can fly or when Nemesis is coming, just let him have a week. Just a week. That's all he needs, right? A week. Because we love him and we want him to come back fresh. But yeah, thank you all. I'm gonna let you guys wrap it up. But yeah.
Can we play the Sammy Snake anthem?
I don't have it ready to have a link that you can put in the private channel. We can play the Sammy Snake app. Have you heard the Sammy Snake anthem, Martin?
I did see it on a stream. I love that stream where Corey listened to it by himself while you guys watched, and then you all listened to it. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was so good.
It was really good. It was really good. I agree with that. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now, and we'll share the screen, and then we're not going to say anything after. We'll just drop it.
We need to do karate chop.
Yeah. We'll do the or the snake hiss. We can make up something new.
Combine the two. Why can't I get in the shot with my arm?
Okay,
this karate chop thing's more difficult than I thought.
Okay, sorry. That's me, I think. It's a problem with having multiple windows open. And let's share. I totally forgot. I'm gonna get fired when Corey comes back. I totally forgot about the Sammy Snake thing. That's like his favorite thing about this show now. And you're like, hey, can't believe you forgot about the Sammy Snake thing. This is my favorite chair of all time, by the way, when this happens.
Oh, that's so meta.
Yeah. Okay, ready? Let's make it full screen because that should just be a thing. And here we go. I mean, Sammy Snake's cool, but you haven't lived until you've seen Red Robot, real Sammy Snake in.
Oh wait, that's the R. Yeah, that's the S.
Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Hissing with a tss, tss, hissing with a tss. Sammy Snake says in words, he's hissing all the time.
What happened?
Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Hissing with a tss, tss, hissing with a tss. Sammy Snake says in words, he's hissing all the time.
Jimmy, how many tabs do you have open to?
Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Hissing with a tss, tss, hissing with a tss. Sammy Snake says in words, he's hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words, hissing all the time. Hissing with a tss, tss, hissing with a Sammy Snake says in words he's hissing all the time.
That's it. It's the snake karate chop.